All right, when people are thinking about moving to Charlotte or living in Charlotte, North Carolina, things they want to find out about are the neighborhoods, the suburbs, the schools, things to do, people to see, places to go, all that good stuff. Well, today, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and continue on our recent trend and show you a couple of neighborhoods, specific neighborhoods in the South Charlotte area. So stick around. I'm Dave DeSilva with Longtime Realty, brokered by eXp Realty right here in Charlotte, North Carolina. And we get texts, calls, emails all the time from people just like you wondering what it's like to live in Charlotte and try to gather some more information. So down below in the description, we've got a link in there where if you wish, you can set up a Zoom call with us or just communicate with us directly by phone call or by email or by text. So whether you're moving here in 10 days, 10 weeks, or 10 months, you're at the right spot and we would love to help you out. In this video, we're going to move up north a little bit from the first two neighborhoods we covered last week. And what I want to do is jump to a map version, pull up that, and then kind of orient you to the two neighborhoods, which are Park Crossing and Cameron Wood in South Charlotte. So hold on for a second as I pull up my map. All right, we're back. So what we've got here is a map of South Charlotte, which you're going to see. Let me orient you a little bit. This is Route 485. Somebody told me once in a comment that nobody calls it Route 485. It's just 485. And that's true, but some people might call it Route. So that's 485. That circles Charlotte. And what you're seeing here is an east-west Route 51, better known as Pineville Matthews Road, and that'll get you from Pineville on the west side over here all the way through South Charlotte. This is technically in Charlotte in the city, and it gets you over here to the Matthews area. So the first neighborhood that we looked at was just right up in this area, and it is Ray Woods. And then we went a little bit further south, right over to, where is it? Right here, yeah, way back here. And that is Thornhill. Thornhill's probably got about 600 homes, give or take. Ray Woods got about 155 homes. And then what we're doing is we're jumping up north and a little bit further west off of Park Road, which is this road. And this will take you right into Charlotte if you continue heading north on Park Road. There's Park Road again. I'll move over a little bit. And the first neighborhood we're going to jump into is this Park Crossing. And it's a pretty good sized neighborhood. Backs up to the Greenway. We've talked about the Greenway in other videos. And then we're going to come across Park Road, come across this road here into Cameron Wood. And there's two entrances to Cameron Wood. And this is the neighborhood right here. Head up north a little bit. Okay. So that's about Cameron Wood. And you've got South Mecklenburg High School right over here. Middle school's over there. Here we go. And then you've got the elementary school back in this direction. So here we go. All those schools are nearby, and both these neighborhoods do feed those schools. South Meck, Well Hollow Middle, and Smithfield Elementary. So like I said, just a quick orientation. The two old neighborhoods, Ray Woods and Thornhill, and then Cameron Wood and Park Crossing. Now, it's Cameron Wood, not Woods. Don't get that mixed up, because you might end up on a different street somewhere else. Sorry if I wasn't staring into the camera directly as I was trying to work my way around this map. What we're going to do now is just jump in the Jeep and head on over to Park Crossing, and then we're going to go from there to Cameron Wood. So I hope you enjoy this, and as I've said before, please go ahead and subscribe, like the channel, give me a thumbs up if you would, and if you have any comments about the neighborhoods you would like to see that haven't been covered yet, please put those comments in the comment section. We have covered Piper Glen, which is down to the southeast a little bit more. And we've also covered Highland Creek up north and then some of the other suburbs of Charlotte. So here we go. Okay, so we are continuing with our neighborhood watch, I guess you could call it, for our neighborhood reviews. Last week, or I think it was about a week or so ago, maybe it was less, we brought you the neighborhoods of Ray Woods and Thornhill in South Charlotte. And what we're coming to now, and I'll jump through some of the little enclaves. This is a neighborhood that's got a lot of enclaves. What we're going through right now is a neighborhood called Park Crossing. A great neighborhood, extremely family-oriented. We've got some friends in here, a number of my son's high school classmates, and some of the soccer teammates from club and high school live in here as well, so we're fairly familiar with the neighborhood. A lot of brick, as you can see in this enclave. There's also other materials for the construction of park crossing, and there you go right on the right. That's either hardy plank or more modern, more updated fiber cement. But it's a great neighborhood. It's got about 600 homes. I think the number, the last number I heard was 605. Anywhere from 2,100 square feet, give or take, to 5,000 plus. 5,010 is one of the square footage numbers I saw for a home recently. And they were built somewhere between 1981 and 1995. There is one home in here that might have been an infill. Looks like the build date was 2003, and that's a home that is built right along the trailway borders. And this neighborhood does have direct access to the trailway, the Mecklenburg Parks and Rec Greenway system. The 19-mile Greenway system of Little Sugar Creek is directly connected to this neighborhood. And that's kind of cool, especially if you're a walker or a runner, and you're going to see a lot of those in here. I used to run through this neighborhood quite a bit, but a lot of activity goes on in this neighborhood. That's another big draw to it. There's a number of social clubs. They have wine tasting. They have Food Truck Friday. I'm always having seasonal holiday parties and events in the neighborhood. Again, like I said, just a lot of activity going on around here. One of the things you're going to see is a variety of pricing in this neighborhood. Don't be fooled when you see homes that are in the low 400s or medium 400s. There is a section over near Johnstown Road that are primarily homes that are patio homes. And you might find those in the low 400s. One, I think, just in November sold for about $413. They do have a different HOA that manages that section of the neighborhood, and it is a monthly fee for the HOA, not a annual fee like you're going to find here. I believe it's $210 a month for that section, and those homes are between 1,700 and 2,200 square feet. What you're going to find here, there's an HOA fee of $595. I believe it just got raised from $375. It's a good-looking Jeep over there. But it's $595 per year. Now you get the maintenance of the community, you get yard care of the entryways, the exitways, that sort of thing. You don't have access to the amenities in the neighborhood. That is separate billing. So if you want to pay a $2,000 initiation fee and a $900 or $990 a year annual fee, which comes out to, I think, $495 twice a year, you're going to find that you do have access to a play area, sand, volleyball, pool, tennis courts. There are 6 tennis courts here. And the cool thing is, 2 of those tennis courts are clay courts, which, again, you don't see a lot of. One thing that I will mention, because I did mention the trails, there's a legal suit going on right now due to some of the access routes of the trail system going over private property. They either are doing that now or they want to. Hey, happy birthday, Jennifer Beckett. But they have those routes going over private property. It is one of those suits that you can enter if you want to. It's a voluntary suit. I don't believe it's the whole neighborhood, but some of the neighbors have entered into a suit to try to block access to the trails when the access goes over private property. So that's just something you ought to be aware of if you're looking at this neighborhood. Mostly what you're going to see in this section here, like I've said, 2-car garages. There's a lot of side load right here. We'll see a lot of front load in some other sections. And like I mentioned, a lot of brick. North Carolina is known for having a lot of brick homes. So that's always a plus as far as cost goes for hauling brick around the country. One thing that people also like in Park Crossing is the proximity to, and I've said this about Ray Woods and Thornhill, but the proximity to everything. You've got Atrium Health Pineville office, which is that's a full-fledged hospital. I go there, it's not a veterinarian hospital. I was going to say you can get your dog stitched up, but I had my son stitched up there years ago. We go there for checkups a lot of times. They've got a cardiac center there, emergency room obviously, but it is a full-fledged multi-story, multi-floor, multi-sectional hospital. So that's right nearby. That is actually probably less than a mile from here. Okay, here we've got the Pineville Medical Plaza from Atrium Health, and this is an awesome medical facility. I've been here, coming here for 20 years. When my son got bit by a dog, we've had broken bones, stitches. I do my blood testing here, all that good stuff. So it is a pretty quite renowned facility in the area and has expanded quite a bit over the last 15 or 20 years. And that, again, is the Pineville Medical Plaza. And so we'll just take a quick drive through here to take a look at it, see if we can get it in focus. Hopefully none of you have to come here and when you move to Charlotte, but if you do, at least you know it's here. And it's got a great reputation for heart health, a coronary center. You've got shopping, whether it's things like hardware store. You've got Lowe's right down the road, about a mile down the road. You've got, of course, the Harris Teeter, Kroger, or is it Food Line? Food Line right down the road. A lot of other retail locations. Right north of here, just a few miles north, is South Park, where you've got South Park Mall with a lot of upscale retail locations there. So again, restaurants, dental offices, legal offices, all sorts of things like that. So right in the center of everything. Just to show you that there is some civilization around some of these South Charlotte schools. This is Quail Corners, and let me see if I can get across here without getting hit by anybody. It is about 5:15 on a weekday, and traffic is starting to build up out there a little bit, and it's going to build up all over the place. But you've got an urgent care here. I've got some friends that go to Orange Theory around the corner. Salsarito's great. Mexican restaurant or Fresh Cantina, whatever it's called. Come on, lady, go ahead. Tap and Vine, that's a nice place. What else is in here? Oh yeah, not my veterinarian, but there is a vet in here. Tap and Vine is a pretty good little restaurant in there. I can't remember what was in there before, but there was another nice restaurant in there. Domino's Pizza, Nails Tech, or the Nail Tech. Of course, we're going to be coming up on a Harris Teeter on the right, the UPS store, which is critically valuable to a lot of people. QC Dance, I think that's a dance training center. We've had a couple of friends go there. And we've got our police presence here at Harris Teeter. People must want all the food inside. But this is a pretty busy Harris Teeter. I come here after a run once in a while. You've got several neighborhoods right around this area. And I just wanted to give you a quick show of the neighborhood, or the neighborhood grocery store for both Park Crossing and for Cameron Wood. Right across the street, right up the street from either one of those. And of course, Pineville wouldn't be a real suburb of a major city like Charlotte if it didn't have easy to access shopping. And we've got the Carolina Place Mall, which is right on the Pineville-Charlotte border. You're seeing on the right, REI, entranceway to Carolina Place. Great grill there, Barnes and Noble's bookstore. There's a Dillard's back behind us. Golf Galaxy and Dick's coming up in front of us. McAllister's Deli, which is, I love McAllister's Deli, the stuffed potato. And there again is one of my favorite places, Dick's Sporting Goods. Now the kids here go to, at this point, and I don't think that's changing, go to South Mecklenburg High School. And I'm going to stop and talk about schools in a second, but I just want to show you the amenities. Park Crossing Rec Club. And remember, this is one that you would pay for most of these amenities to join and participate in. They do have a tennis team, they have a swim team here, and they have, of course, pickleball. Every single neighborhood's turned some of their tennis courts into pickleball courts, but here's the other two tennis courts. Somebody walking their dog in the sand, they probably think they're at the beach, but then two sand volleyball courts, clubhouse, pool back there. Hey, they have their own mailman. What do you know? Just kidding. There's we'll come back around and see the clubhouse on the right. Here's the all brick clubhouse. And a little scooter through the little parking lot and see the backside of the pool. But again, just an awesome neighborhood. You're about 20, I heard someone say 20 minutes to uptown. I'd say 15 to 20 minutes from uptown Charlotte. There we go with some nice tree-lined woods. 20 minutes, 30 minutes uptown Charlotte, depending on time of day. It does get busy out on both entrances and exits to Providence or Park Crossing. I keep saying Providence Crossing. There is a neighborhood called Providence Crossing, but Park Crossing here, access on Park Road will get busy. There's the high school right just north of here, and you do see some students walking from here to the high school and the middle school, which is Quail Middle, and also the elementary school is nearby, and that's Smithfield Elementary. So those are across the other side of the street, the middle school and the elementary school, and the high school is just north of here. Shoot, I don't even think it's 3/4 of a mile. So you do see a lot of kids walking up to school back and forth. Check out greatschools.org and niche.com for both the schools and the neighborhood. So you're going to be able to find a lot of information on there, a lot of reviews. Of course, I always take those with a grain of salt. My son did go to South Meck High School, was like a 4.79 student, ended up at NC State and graduated, and loved it there. Great sports. I think it's what you make of it a lot of times. So I'm going to take a little cruise down here. So again, good school system. We liked it. And if you have any questions about that or any questions about anything around the neighborhood, I'm just a few miles away from here, so I know the area very well. Send me a comment, send me a direct message, get on Zoom, and I'd be happy to help you out answering any questions that you want. Now, you're going to notice this is a little bit of a different enclave than the ones with all brick. This is mainly siding, and I don't mean vinyl siding. I mean, looks like it's probably going to be hardy plank hardboard, the masonite siding that homes were built with in the 80s. And if they've renovated these homes, most likely they've gone and put on fiber cement. If they've decided, hey, I'm going to live here for a good long time, that fiber cement will last a good bit longer. I'm not an attorney and I'm not a fiber cement expert, but that's my opinion. So let's see. We are coming up to an area, I believe, that backs up to the Greenway. We may or may not be going around it. Yeah, I don't think we will, but we will try to see if we can find one of the entrances to the Greenway. All right, so I talked about schools. I talked about the hospital being nearby, the shopping, restaurants, the links. If you want to head uptown to see a football game, basketball game, baseball game, hockey game, or an MLS soccer game, you can jump on the links in Pineville, which is very close to here, just a few minutes away probably by car, and it'll take you right up through South End, up into town, and then you walk maybe 10 minutes up to the stadium. We've done that plenty of times. So the links will give you access from Pineville all the way up to northeast Charlotte, and then down the road somewhere they're talk about expanding that links different. I think there's the blue line right now that goes uptown, and then there's going to be a gold line down the road. So I'm trying to think if that's about it. We have a lot that we've seen here. The next thing we're going to do is jump from here to a neighborhood that's just across the street and kind of mirrors this neighborhood as far as where they go to school and what's around the area, but we'll talk about that when we get there. So we're going to cut off here, and the next neighborhood we're going to take a look at is Cameron Wood in South Charlotte. All right, I told you a little bit of a fib. We are not jumping to Cameron Woods yet. One thing I didn't talk about in the neighborhood is the homes. I know I talked a little bit about them, but I want to cover the homes a little bit more. In the past the past 6 months, 7 homes have sold in this neighborhood out of the 600 homes that are here. And typically in a neighborhood this size, you're going to see 20, 30, 40 homes. But again, the past year is part of the issue that we've had in housing, which we've got a lack of inventory, high interest rates. Prices have really skyrocketed, gone up nationwide, and we've felt the effects here in Charlotte and, of course, here in Park Crossing. So 7 homes in the last 6 months have sold. The average price of those homes that have sold is $642,000. The high end, I think, was about $1 million in this neighborhood, just over $1 million. The low end was somewhere around $700,000. And the reason, sorry, I said the average was $642. It's $842. I was going to say, did I misspeak? Yeah, I did. It's $842 is the average here. So you've got $700 on the low end, $1 million, 0.62 or 0.062 on the high end, and those homes were about 2,600 to almost 3,900 square feet. Built in, one was built in 1983. That's the $700,000 home. The other home was built in 1992, and they both sold for about 94 to 109% of asking price, which is normal in here is about 101% of asking price. So, just shows you what's going on in Charlotte with the higher prices. So here we go over to Cameron Wood. Before we get down to Cameron Wood, the next neighborhood, I just wanted to swing you by South Mecklenburg High School. This is not the greatest view of it, but there's voting going on today. It's Super Tuesday. But this is one of the largest high schools in North Carolina, attendance-wise anyway, South Meck High School. And you've got consistently between 3,000 and 3,400 students here on any given year. and it is just 9 through 12. A lot of construction going on. They got rid of a lot of the trailers, but it is a good-sized campus, and hopefully that construction back there is going to make it even a nicer location for some of the students. You've got a good athletics program here. Here's some of the, looks like men's tennis going on, but just wanted to swing you by one of the largest high schools in North Carolina with 3,000 plus students every year. So there you go, South Mac. So we're going to do this one a little bit differently than the last neighborhood, which was Park Crossing, right across the street from here. We are in Cameron Wood. Now, don't say Woods, it's Cameron Wood, and I'll talk about how the name got to be a little while down the road. But I am in the parking lot of the Clubhouse, and you can see that behind me. And there's a playground over on that direction. It's where people, walking at me. And there's sand volleyball. I believe that's up here. But we're going to go ahead and walk around the Clubhouse a little bit and just kind of talk about the neighborhood just a bit. And I'll have to be looking down to make sure I don't step in any potholes. But Cameron Wood, that got its name, that my understanding is because Johnny Harris's family, I think it was the Harris family, Cam Harris, owned all this land. And when he sold it to be developed, they just named it Cameron Wood. Now, there is a Cameron Woods in Charlotte. That's east of Independence on 74. That might be just a street, but some homes will pop up there that say Cameron Wood. There are about 800 homes here in Cameron Wood, and it's sitting on about 400 plus acres. So that's some good greenery. You're going to see both this neighborhood and over there at Park Crossing. Very green, very mature, lots of trees, lots of green all over the place, although you might find some Bermuda grass still here because it is March, and the Bermuda grass is still brown down here in the Carolinas in March. So I just mentioned that you're going to see a lot of greenery around here, and there's just a ton of greenery in this area and some of the neighborhoods, some of the older neighborhoods. If you take a look around, and not a very good sight of the parking lot, but I'll be driving around in a little while. You see all the green, some of the things starting to bloom. We do have early spring here in Charlotte. That'll be coming up soon. And we have our old trash cans. But you're going to see a lot of greenery, and hopefully you're going to see people taking advantage of it, like these kids playing over here. But this is the pool area to Cameron Wood. And like you saw over at Park Crossing, they do have a couple amenities that are for the neighborhood, but they also have these amenities here that you will have to pay for in addition to your HOA fee. It's a $400 a year fee. And then to join the club here is $700 initiation fee, and then it's $500 annually. Or you could get just a tennis membership, and that's $300 a year, no initiation fee. But this is a kind of a nice view of the club and everything else. And you've got the pond. That's a man-made pond over there. That's nice. And again, some of the kids playing. Looks like someone's got their little soccer training set up. And here we are on the hilltop. Got some greenery. When I was saying, you've got some of the same locational advantages here in this neighborhood as we saw over there in Park Crossing, meaning you've got nearby shopping, South Park Mall, Carolina Place Mall, lots of shopping, lots of hotels, restaurants, retail. Valentine Reimagined is just a few miles away. Of course, uptown Charlotte, 20 to 30 minutes. The airport, 20 to 30, maybe 40 minutes. If it starts getting a lot of traffic, this is one of the nice streets. We'll take a drive down. Atrium Health, the hospital system, has got a center here, and movies galore. So you can do a lot in just a short period of time from these two neighborhoods. All right, we're going to go ahead and jump in the car and drive around and show you a little bit more of the neighborhood and some of the homes, and then talk about some of those homes. One thing you'll find here in Cameron Wood is this is a neighborhood where plenty of people move up and down within the neighborhood. And what I mean by that is, if you're a first-time home buyer, there are sections in this neighborhood that are really first-time home buyer sections to buy in. It's 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, somewhere from 1,300 to 2,000 square feet, give or take. And I know several people that have purchased in here, and then over the years, as their job got better, their family expanded, whatever it may be, have moved in the neighborhood to a a larger, more expensive home. So on the flip side too, a number of people that have bought the home of their dreams, when they moved to Charlotte, maybe it was one of the bigger ones in here, up over 5,000 square feet, which you'll find here, then decided, okay, kids are gone, families reduced, job changes, COVID hit, I want to save some money, and they have downsized. So you're going to see prices ranging, for example, in the last 6 months, there were, I believe, 8 homes sold in here between $425 and $743. The average was $620,000 in here over the last 6 months. And these homes, the ones you're seeing right now, I'm thinking they're the homes that are going to be more in the 5s, 6s, or the 7s, although they're not the largest homes in here. We do have a section that was part of the, 1985 or 86 Homerama, which you might know better as Showcase of Homes, Parade of Homes, where builders came into a section of a new neighborhood, built their home, and then had them open for about a week or two. Realtors, the public, could all come in and view the homes. I've been to several of those. Haven't seen them in the last so many years. Maybe COVID put a damper on that. But again, you're going to see quite a variety of homes in here. Here's all the brick. This section here is the brick. 2-car garage primarily. I have seen a couple with 3. Front load, side load, and then we'll go to the sections that have the different type of siding, a little bit smaller in square footage and made out of, like I said, the hardy plank or maybe the masonite, and then fiber cement when they went and renovated. Got to dodge 2 groups of people here. So the primary builders in here, and that was between 1985, 86, and 1999. Primary builders, 784, obviously for the big Homerama home, and then you've got the UDC construction, UDC builders, and then after that, David Weekley. So a number of builders. I don't know about any of the infill builders. A few less of the brick homes in here, more of the homes with siding. And again, this is a very, a neighborhood that's right in the middle of everything, kind of like Park Crossing over there. You've got 485 and 77 very nearby, so easy access to transportation, whether it's public transportation or the highway system, you need to go somewhere. These kids in here all walk to school, or all can walk to school, the different schools. Like I said, South Meck High School, Quail Meadow, and then Smithfield Elementary. And I know there's some paths through the back of the neighborhood that get to the middle school, the elementary school, or they can walk out to Park Road and cross the street and get to South Meck High School, or just walk up another half mile, quarter mile, and get to Quail Middle. So very walkable to the schools here. Parents let their kids do that anymore, and I know they do because I've seen them walk into those schools. I think that might be about it for this neighborhood. Let me check my notes as I'm driving quickly. Now, one last thing I'll talk about is the activity. Again, another one of those neighborhoods that is full of activity, full of clubs, full of parades. I think I saw one realtor talking to me recently about the big deal they have at the 4th of July parade here, which is a lot of neighborhoods have that kind of thing where you're hitting the neighborhood, big cul-de-sacs, and people are coming with their bicycles all dressed up, their cars all out with flags unfurled, all that good stuff. So I'd love to see that on 4th of July. They also, again, celebrate all the different holidays in here with a parade or an event. Walking to school, like I said before, is a great thing for kids. I think it builds some camaraderie. There's my psychological side of this pitch, and that might be about it. So if you have any more questions about Cameron Wood, or you've got questions about our last neighborhood, Park Crossing, like I said, I am probably 3 miles from here. That's where I live in South Charlotte, so I know the area well. I've got friends, my kids' schoolmates that live in these neighborhoods and can fill you in on anything going on. And I run through these neighborhoods periodically with my running buddy, so I'd be happy to talk to you about it. So Zoom me, hit the subscribe button, like this, share it, and don't forget to leave comments. Thank you.